Hello everyone, it's Ngozi. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving you all an updated video to my video I put up last year that as of now is my most watched video, how I cured my itchy dry scalp. Alright, so this is going to be an updated version or part 2 of that video. Stay tuned if you're interested and let's get right into it. Alright, so for everyone watching this video, if you haven't watched that video yet, please watch it. I'm going to link it down below. I get comments every day thanking me, people reaching out from all parts of the world, thanking me for the information, and it's just so amazing seeing how much it has impacted people's lives, because I know what I was going through when I was experiencing dry itchy scalp. Basically, to sum up what I discussed in that video, I started experiencing itchy scalp in 2015. It was really bad. I was washing my hair like weekly at a point, even more, because every time I just like shaked or did anything, flakes were just coming out of my hair. My scalp was so itchy. This was around 2015, and I was going through a lot that year. I had gained over 30 pounds in 1 year, which is a lot of weight to gain in a year, and I think that it just threw my body off. I don't know whether it's my flora, my gut, my immune system. The excessive weight gain in 1 year really threw a lot of things off for me, and one of the most important was my scalp. I started experiencing very itchy scalp. I was diagnosed with so many things, went to dermatologists, doctors, was diagnosed with dandruff, seborrheic dermatitis, and psoriasis. I tried several things like ACV, apple cider vinegar rinses, black soap, shampoos, tea gel, all those things, tea tree oil. Also tried some prescription things like ketoconazole shampoo that I was using weekly. Even tried some steroids. That's how bad it was. I tried low prog shampoo, and I also did Cernivia, which I believe is betamethasone, but it's a steroid, Cernivia. I tried so many things and nothing worked. Nothing. Antifungal, steroids, over the counter, nothing. And it was like consuming and taking over my life. Like doing my hair was so stressful. I have very full 4C thick African American black hair, so it's not something I want to do often if I don't have to, but at that point my hands were like always in my hair, and that's how I started wearing wigs. To be honest, I didn't wear wigs prior to that stage of my life, but once I started having scalp issues, I had to be able to wash my hair as frequently as possible, and having my hair like in cornrows down and like wearing a wig over just made it so much easier just to wash and like condition my cornrows. So that's really how I started wearing wigs. But it may sound so petty and insignificant, but if you're someone that experienced a dry itchy scalp before, you know how much it just takes over your life. I have relatives that experienced this, and when we discuss these things, friends, if you're someone who's experienced it, it could be so devastating. Start affecting your mental health, your physical health, scalp bleeding, just so many negative things. So it is really important, and I'm so happy that I stumbled across a Dr.Berg video in 2019 where he was talking about itchy scalp, the causes of it. I refer to as itchy scalp because honestly, to me, that's really the term. It's not seborrheic dermatitis, it's not psoriasis, it's not dandruff. It's different. Like when you see it, if you're experiencing it, it's like flakes. Like it doesn't look like dandruff, doesn't look like psoriasis. Like of course, when it's like really bad times, or like when it really really flares up, it could start looking like other things. But to me, the most accurate terminology for it is just itchy scalp, dry itchy scalp. So like I said, I stumbled across Dr. Berg video, I believe in February of 2019, and my life has been changed ever since. In that video, he discussed taking high dose vitamin D, vitamin K2, MK7, menaquinone, and I believe is L-glutamine. Yes, what people with sickle cell use L-glutamine. And he also mentioned tamarind oil and some other things. So I did start off trying the vitamin D, K2, L-glutamine. It was too many tablets for the L-glutamine. I didn't really see any benefit to it, so I just took it like one trial through. When it ran out, I never ordered it again. I'm telling you, the game changer. We're going to get into the cure. The game changer, honestly, is the high dose vitamin D and the vitamin K2, MK7, menaquinone. All right, so before we get into the cure, I need to give my usual disclaimer. This video is not intended for educational purposes. This video is just my opinion, my experience using these vitamins. Please consult with a healthcare professional before starting high dose vitamin D or vitamin K2, especially if you have any blood clotting disorders. And please make sure you're monitoring your levels if you do decide to start taking high dose vitamin D or MK7, K2, any of the two. Make sure you are constantly monitoring your levels and working with your healthcare provider or a healthcare professional. All right, let's get into it. Had a recent video about vitamin D, my vitamin D deficiency, my journey with getting my vitamin D up. I've struggled with low vitamin D for a very long time. I never took it seriously. I was younger, in college. I didn't really understand the benefits, especially the benefits to the immune system of taking or making sure your vitamin D levels are within therapeutic range. So I had vitamin D 10, 15, 20s, very, very low. And the big thing I could say is that taking high dose vitamin D, which many people consider high dose vitamin D to be anything over 5,000 IU, which is 125 micrograms. So I started first taking, it was in 2,000 IUs, I believe like 2 to 3 pills a day. And then I was taking the vitamin K2, MK7, menaquinone, 100 micrograms daily together. And I started that, I'm telling you, within like months, barely even a month, I noticed a drastic change. Like my scalp wasn't just filled up with just gunk. Literally, I wasn't experiencing that flakiness. I wasn't experiencing that dryness. I felt pretty good. Like, to be honest, I was able to go 2 weeks, 3 weeks without washing my hair, which was like unheard of. I was washing my hair weekly at that point because my scalp was so out of control. And the crazy part is that the itchy scalp is not a matter of your hair being dirty, because you'll wash your hair and then the next day it's flaking again. Like, it's just like your body ridding that layer of skin. Like, it's the craziest thing. Honestly, it's the craziest thing. So I think what really helps is taking them together. There's a lot of studies on vitamin K, K2, MK7. A lot of times we take vitamin K, phytodienone is another version. So there's a lot of studies going out about the potential synergistic effect, taking both of them together, both fat soluble. I'm telling you, they changed the game. Just those two vitamins changed the game for me. Like, this hairstyle now has been over 2 weeks. I plan on washing it in a couple of days, but it's like, this was like a dream for me back then. I could never, like, my hair was just so uncontrollable. The itchiness, the flaking, the feeling. I would itch so much that my scalp would be bleeding. Like, that's how intensely I'd be itching my scalp. And I just felt like nothing. I felt like there was no way out of it, because everything I was taking, all the doctors I was going to, I was getting the same suggestions and nothing was working. Besides the actual two vitamins, high dose vitamin D and vitamin K2, MK7, I have a lot of other suggestions, things that I would suggest that I started doing as well that helped. Number one was to stop oiling my scalp, especially, in our community, the Black community, we're really highly obsessed with oiling and greasing our scalps, because we've just been told that, if you have dandruff or you have any type of scalp condition because your scalp is dry, any type of oils, grease, anything sets my scalp on fire. It makes me miserable. It makes things so much worse. I don't oil my scalp at all. Your sebum, naturally produce that on your face and on your scalp. Your body, you naturally produce oils and all those things. So I really avoid that, and it has helped a lot. Even recently, as December, I mentioned in one of my videos, I went to Nigeria and they oiled my scalp like olive oil, and like I had to wash my hair 3 times within like a week. My scalp was on fire, and I'm like, Ngozi, why did you let them do that? I was not advocating for myself, but I don't put anything on my scalp, nothing. The other thing I would say is, about what you're consuming, what you're eating, and exercise. I did mention in the beginning of the video, I noticed this scalp issue when I had gained 30 pounds in 1 year. So, when you gain weight, period, especially when you gain weight in a very short time, you're putting a lot of stress on your body, whether we realize it or not. And I really do think that had something like a triggering effect to my whole scalp condition. So now I'm very mindful. I still, I love food. I'm a foodie. If you already know, I'm a big foodie, but I try and be a little more mindful, not to just eat like certain things, fried foods. I notice it has certain effects on my skin, my scalp. Just think about your scalp kind of being like your skin. It is skin. So things that, would kind of cause and affect or trigger certain responses on your face, think of it the same with your scalp. And I try and do that. So I try and be very mindful of, what I eat and things of like that, and what I eat, and also try, balance, everything's about balance, exercise it, try and maintain a healthy weight, which you would consider to be good for you. When you feel good, feel strong, all those things definitely play a part. They're all interrelated. They definitely do matter. You can't just do one without the other. I learned that. Also, like I mentioned, I gained a lot of weight in 1 year, and that put a lot of stress on my physical body, my mental health, everything. So I would say really try and avoid stress. I know it's easier said than done, but when we start to understand with, especially when you look into a lot of things in functional medicine, the role that stress plays on your body, sickness, health, wellness, I think like it's something that's people are understanding it, but we say it, but we don't really act like we understand that it does that. Because if we did, we would do a lot of things differently. Like, please, if you can, try and keep stress at a minimum, because remember, your skin is the largest organ in your body, and a lot of times when I've experienced high levels of stress and it manifests on my skin. So if you can, really try and keep that stress down and see if it affects what's going on your scalp as well. And then lastly, I would say just to keep your scalp clean, wash your hair regularly. I know it may sound pretty common sense, seem like something that's very basic, but not everyone is able to keep up with it as much as they would want to. Like I said, especially in the Black community, a lot of times we don't wash our hair daily. That our hair is not designed for that. It will literally fall out, so when you watch these shampoos, like ketoconazole, what I say, use twice a week or 3 times a week or every week. I wish that I was at the hair salon. They would just say the strength of how much you need to use weekly, so people know how to mix it with their shampoo, because not everybody washes their hair multiple times a week. Not even just Black people, but a lot of people don't wash their hair multiple times a week. Like, they don't. So just try and keep your scalp clean, your hair clean, keep a lot of stuff. Get very minimal. I know you'll see some of these DIY stuff. Try this, try that, put this, put that. I'm telling you, especially when we have this itchy scalp, rice water, this, that. No, keep it very simple, very basic, minimal products. So if you're having a reaction to something, just maybe this or that, and just try and really, really keep it really, really simple. But I'm telling you all, that's what I did. Honestly, it was really just those 2 vitamins: high dose vitamin D and vitamin K2, MK7, menaquinone. This is the vitamin I'm taking now. When I started off, I was taking separate vitamins because I had a lot of vitamin D at home, but I found this one I really liked by Sports Research. I don't know if you all can see. I don't know if it's gonna focus. Yeah, it's not focusing, but it's D3 and K2, a 2-in-1 formula made with coconut oil. It's 125 micrograms of D3, which is 5,000 IU, and 100 micrograms of vitamin K2, MK7. I got the 120 pack. I'll link it down below, but I just take one a day, and it's great. I like having the combo. Try and get the combo if you can, especially if you already take other vitamins, just to have a lower pill burden and make sure you don't miss it. But like I said, consult with your doctor before starting. Some people, vitamin K may be an issue. Vitamin D toxicity is rare, but it does occur. So you want to make sure you're checking your levels before you just assume you have low vitamin D because you have a scalp issue. No, make sure you should actually get your vitamin D levels checked, so then you can take this and do things the right way and make sure you're not taking too much or too little of anything. But for you all, thank you to my subscribers. For you all that have watched the previous video or have tried this, let me know how it has worked for you. Have you seen results? What else are some non-pharmacologic, not aside from supplements and actually taking stuff, what are some day-to-day things you do to help with your itchy scalp? Any regimens, any tips, tricks? Share with us. This is a community. You could probably really help someone, even me, because we're always looking for more and more things to learn. And if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, Ngozi Nwafor, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.